What is it that makes this sauna different from any other sauna? What is it that makes this sauna art? Ja, velkommen til denne spesialepisoden av Hva er kunst? Hjertelig velkommen til en ny episode her, spesielt inne i en sauna. Hva er kunst? Og for de av dere som er litt sånn i tvil på om dette er hva dere er ute etter, så kan jeg røpe at det vi sitter inne i nå, det er ikke bare en sauna, det er et kunstverk. Og dette kunstverket, det er skapt av Mimmi Koponen.
Yes,
How do you say your last name?
Koponen.
Koponen. Mimmi, it's a great pleasure to have you here and to get to talk to you in this artwork that you have made.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
We will have more time to talk about this artwork, but first of all, I would like to hear a little bit more about you and your ideas around why you became an artist. First of all, what's your name, where are you from, and what type of art medium do you use?
My name is Mimmi Koponen. I come from Finland. My background is in architecture, and I have been mainly then making spatial, temporary installations. Made of found and natural materials, and arranging workshops to build the installations.
And then many of our audiences, myself included, is curious, how come you ended up in Oslo?
Yeah, it was a coincidence. I was a bit unhappy with my career as an architecture, as an architect, and then I happened to see an ad on Instagram about this program, and I felt like it would be the perfect next step for an architect who wants to take a step towards more artistic practice.
In the artistic realm.
Yeah.
And by program, you mean the master at the Kunsthøgskolen in Oslo. What type of line did you go?
Yes, I mean the art and public space master program that I am now graduating from.
Yes, you have graduated from that program now. And this, what we are sitting in right now, is your graduation project, right? This is an artwork that you created and have put a lot of thoughts into. Before we get more into depth about this piece of yours, I'm really curious to know more about you as a person, and how would you describe yourself, and how come you become an artist?
So it was because I was an architect and I was designing new apartment buildings, and I started to think that it's very wasteful to continue building new buildings. And I tried to find a way to think in more sustainable way within architecture, but then I felt like it was like the options were too narrow. And I thought as an artist I would have like wider possibilities to influence how we build.
And how would you think your friends would describe you as a person?
I think they would say that I am quite calm and relaxed, maybe.
Are you an open-minded person?
Yes, I would definitely like to say that.
And now I'm really curious to hear more about this project we are sitting into now, because I would know a lot of my friends, maybe myself included, would like raise their eyebrow when they passed it if they were told that this is an artwork. Because let's be honest, you haven't really made the materials that we are. Have you?
Well, I made these benches that we are sitting on with a friend, but mostly it is made of found objects and natural materials that I have collected. I have been walking around in Oslo trying to find the materials and then carrying them by foot. So, for example, the structure outside is made of tree trunks and branches that I have been collecting.
Awesome. What's the name of this artwork?
It's the collective tent sauna.
The collective tent sauna. And if I can ask, what is it that you would like to, let's say, could you please present your artwork for us?
Yes, I could. So this is a functional tent sauna that I made for collective gatherings. I have invited the students in the art school to host their events in this space. And it is made in workshops where I have invited friends to help me to make it and to build it. And it's made of found objects and natural materials. And it's a temporary nomadic structure that can be moved to other places. And with this project, I want to comment on how we build using new natural resources and tearing down buildings, and what we then make of that trash.
So can you say that it's sort of like eco art in a way?
Yes.
Anti-capitalistic, environmentally art that wants to make us think and question the way we have structured our society today?
Yes.
Is it a coincidence that it's a sauna or?
No. I wanted to create a gathering space, and I thought sauna would be a good space for that. Of course, I come from Finland and saunas are very familiar to me. But in Finland also, we say that saunas are spaces where people gather together as equals. And I wanted to create a space to discuss about the sustainability issues. So I thought a space where we enter as equals and different people can enter would be nice, and that could be a sauna.
I love the work. I love saunas. So in many ways, you can say that I'm biased. I recall from when I was in Finland that this is very true, and that people in, for example, comparison to Oslo, in some places in Finland, in saunas, they go there. It's sometimes free. People go in there naked without any symbols of status or hierarchy. Just sit next to strangers and you talk freely. And it's really accessible areas. And this, for me, seemed like great starting point to discuss and find solutions connected to societal challenges.
Yeah, exactly. That was.
What would you say to critics about this work? For example, some would, as I tried to hint to earlier, question whether or not you can call this art.
Yeah, well, it can also be just a sauna. I want it to be like inviting and accessible for a wider audience, not just people who are interested in arts. Like people who are walking by who don't even know that it's an art school here can still enter this artwork and maybe start their artistic journey from here. It's like open for interpretation.
What is it that makes this sauna different from any other sauna? What is it that makes this sauna art?
I would say it's the process of using months and months to collect the materials, and then, for example, I haven't used any glue or nails or screws here. Instead, I have been tying the structures together. It's like not the most efficient way. It's the way to show that it's there is some different thoughts behind the structure. Like it can be taken apart, and the branches and the rope can decompose and become part of nature again.
So a lot to do with the process,
Yes.
the things that connects it. Very interesting. What is, as an artist, what is that you try to, let's say, accomplish?
So the climate crisis is the guiding theme for me, and I would like to challenge how we humans live as part of nature, and especially how we build our environments. And I would like to challenge that and inspire people to think of other ways to live in a more anti-capitalistic way.
That's really great, and I congratulate you on those fine ideals.
Thanks.
Lastly, 2 more questions. First of all, do you have any advice for young artists that dream of making a life of their artwork? Become professional artists?
Who are already artists?
Now that are young but want to become artists.
Yes. Maybe a tip that I would at least give for myself is to aim there to study art if you want to study art, if you know that you want to study art. Not like, for example, go for architecture that people say you would make good money with, but just try to go where you want to go straight away.
All in from the get-go. Lastly, Mimmi, what is it that a lot of people don't, let's say, what is it that people often misunderstand about art?
It's difficult to give one answer to that. Like, it depends on people. There are, I think, as many interpretations of art as there are people. So, I don't know.
That's also very well. Mimmi Koponen,
Yes.
thank you so much for this little
Thank you.
talk we had and this fantastic artwork of yours.
Thanks.
Kiitos.